Good morning, students. Today we will be studying chapter number 10, the divers. See, what we all know who are divers. Divers are the persons who dive inside the deep water to search for anything which is very precious. And sometimes they used to dive inside the water for, like we can say, for the survival of the animals, sometimes for providing them food and whatever. So the divers are basically those persons that dive inside the deep sea, or you can say deep water. And what is a pearl? Pearl is basically a beautiful ornament, a very precious ornament that women they usually wear in their necks to make themselves look more elegant. So let's read this chapter. Okay. So Ellen Lewis is the writer of this Pearl Divers. See, who is the writer of this poem is Ellen Lewis. She is an American casting director. What do you mean by casting director? Casting director is the one who actually directs the whole story. And casting means the one who is narrating the story. And she was born in Chicago, Illinois, USA. Chicago is it's a kind of a state which is in US. And she is an award-winning playwright, teacher, and an opera liberalist. See, who is a playwright? Playwright is the one who writes, who is in the habit of narrating all the plays. Whereas teacher, we all know, is the tutor, and librettist means the one who is very much into keen study. And she was the wife of the 21st president of the United States, whose name was Chester A. Arthur. And she was the actually this Ellen Lewis. She was the wife of the president of the 21st president, whose name was Chester A. Arthur. See, there is a word we have written over here. It's Anne. Anne is written over here because this is vowel. We are writing vowel over here. That's why it's written Anne over here, right? And diving for pearls in the depth of the sea is a risky job. As we all know, diving inside the water is not a cup of tea of everyone. Actually, this is not a task of everyone. Everyone is not able to dive inside the deep water. Why? Because they lack in swimming, and most people they have water phobia. They are actually fear of getting themselves involving in the water. So we will be reading about this chapter about the life of the pearl divers, that how challengingly they faces the challenges which are faced inside the deep water, and how they protect themselves from the injuries, or and how they protect from the danger of the wild animals. So we will be reading this chapter. See, pearls, they are very much famous over the world. पूरे वर्ल्ड में, हमारे पूरे यूनिवर्स में बहुत ही ज्यादा रिनोन है, फेमस है फॉर देयर सिल्वर शाइनी शाइन एंड ग्रेस. ग्रेस मीन्स दे आर ब्यूटिफुली एलिगेंट, बहुत ही एलिगेंट लगते हैं. ग्रेसफुल वो चीजें होती हैं जो ज्यादा चमकती नहीं है, बट जब वो पहनी जाती हैं गले में या ईयर्स में, वो बहुत ही ज्यादा सुंदर ग्रेसफुल होती हैं. They are as precious as diamond jewels and are worn as ornaments. Ornaments are the jewelries. Never say jewelry, it's jewelry. Okay. And they are as precious. Precious means valuable. जिस तरीके से डायमंड्स बहुत ही ज्यादा वैल्यूएबल होते हैं, उसी तरीके से these pearls are very much valuable. Pearls are found inside the oysters. We can see this hard shell. इसके अंदर हमें क्या मिलते हैं? Pearls मिलते हैं. And that are found deep at the bottom of the sea. सी के एकदम डीप बॉटम में they are present, and these pearls are found inside the oysters. It is some courageous men who are called pearl divers who bring out these oysters from the deep waters on the surface. See, these are the brave divers who are pearl divers. They are very brave, and they are the one who bring out these oysters from deep water on the surface. To the south of India, away from Kanyakumari. See, this is a map, and over here we can see Kanyakumari. And these pearl divers, they dive in the Gulf of Mannar. See, this is an island over there, and this over here, this divers, ये जो divers होते हैं, they used to dive in that island for this pearl. Diving is done during the months of summer. डाइविंग्स जो होती हैं वो मंथ किसके कौन से महीने में की जाती है? समर में. व्हाई इट इज नॉट विंटर? बिकॉज ड्यूरिंग विंटर द टेम्परेचर ऑफ दिस वाटर इट्स लेस देन दी बॉडी टेम्परेचर. जितना हमारा टेम्परेचर हो रहा होता है बॉडी का, उससे बहुत ही ज्यादा कम होती है. बिकॉज ड्यूरिंग विंटर द टेम्परेचर ऑफ द वाटर इट बिकम्स वेरी लेस at that time. And also during winters जो ice होती है it start melting from the glaciers, and this water, that is the cold water, the chilled water of the melted ice, it start floating, it start coming into channels through this channel से कहाँ पे आ जाती है? sea में आ जाती है. And that makes the sea water very chill, very cold. That is why this divers, they dive in the month of summer. And the other months they are unsafe. Also they are unsafe due to cold weather conditions, due to some animals, and due to some various varieties of species that are present in the water. And they dive at night and bring out the oysters and lay them on the sand. और उनको कहाँ रख देते हैं? Sand पे रख देते हैं. Why they dive at night? Because most of the species that are present in the water, they are actually blind at that during night. And during night there are less chances of becoming injured, and also there are less chances of the species, because most of that time the species they are taking rest. And after the daybreak, they open the oysters with knives and try to find the pearls inside them. And during the daytime, they used to find out the pearls from the oysters, with the help of a knife, because inside the oysters the flesh is present. Flesh present hota hai that we used to remove from the knives. See, we can see it's written knives. F को हटा के VES प्लूरल बना रखा है. क्यों? क्योंकि these oysters they are very hard from outside, and also the flesh which is present inside, it's very hard. That is why with the help of a very sharp edges, variety of knives are used over here. That is why single knife is not used. That is why it is written VES. And they try to find out the pearls, but they are not so lucky all the time. जरूरी नहीं है कि oysters के अंदर every time the pearl will be present. It's not compulsory. Generally there is only one good pearl in the 100 oysters. 100 oysters में generally कभी एक आधा, rarely they get a beautiful pearl. Why? This is the only reason pearls are very much expensive. They are as expensive as diamonds. Sometimes there is no pearl at all. कभी कभी the oysters में they found no pearl at all, and surprisingly a pearl is found in a diseased oyster, not in a healthy one. And suddenly they found a pearl in one of the diseased oysters. See, oyster is also a kind of a species that is found in water, and their pearl is used famously. And actually the illness of the oyster is responsible for the formation of the pearl inside. जो जब कभी भी जो oyster होता है, when it gets ill, उसी ill की वजह से they found a beautiful pearl. And diving for pearls in the depth of the sea is a very risky job. As we can see, this is a very risky job, and there are big and ferocious fishes like sharks in the sea. I already told you that they dive during the suitable time according to them, because divers know when the fishes they arrive in the water. Although the sharks, the giant sharks and dolphins, they are present in the sea, and that is the reason the poachers, the fish keepers, they knew that where at what time these fishes will be arriving, because the one who resides near the seas na, they know everything about the creatures that are present inside the water. So they sting and bite the divers. और वो क्या करते हैं? Sting मतलब उनको काट लेते हैं, and they bite the divers. Sting is basically a edge like a sharp like needle like structure that come out of their mouth, and it got sting in our skin, that contain lot of toxic substances which can make us ill, some sharks they feed on human flesh. कुछ तो ऐसे sharks होती हैं जो कि human flesh को खा जाती हैं. And but the pearl divers, they are not afraid of all these. But जो pearl divers होते हैं, they are not afraid of all these. Why they are not afraid? Because they are habitual. उन लोगों को ये काम करने की हैबिट हो चुकी होती है. That is why they are not afraid. Their work goes on, and generally they have to dive as many as 150 times in a day. See, to get this beautiful pearl, they used to dive around 150 times in a day. And after so much of hard work, they are getting a beautiful pearl, which is sell in market in a very expensive rate. These pearl divers, they tie a very heavy stone to their body, which takes them deep to the bottom rapidly. इनके पास एक बहुत ही ज्यादा heavy stone होता है, जो कि इन्हें फटाफट अपनी लोकेशन पे सीधा लेके जाता है. See, if I'll be hanging a strong stone which is of heavy weight और हमको छोड़ दिया जाएगा तो हम एकदम नीचे गिरेंगे. You can see one example. Suppose if you are standing on your terrace, and as we all know, there are two kinds of energy. One is potential energy and one is kinetic energy. जब हम किसी भी चीज को ऐसे नीचे फेंकते हैं, वो सीधा नीचे जाती है. This is kinetic energy. That is energy due to motion. और कभी कभी हम एक चीज हम अपनी छत पे खड़े होके वी आर जस्ट थ्रोइंग अ फेदर. एक कोई भी फेदर हमने फेंका है, तो इट विल स्लोली मूव on the ground. But if we will throw a stone, it will go at one go. सीधा हम फेंकेंगे और सीधा नीचे जाएगा. So this is what happens when you throw a heavy substance from a height. It will take us in a go. In a go means एक ही बार में हमको नीचे ले जाएगी. That is why these pearl divers, they tie a heavy stone to them so that they reach at once on the surface where the oysters are present, so that they don't there is no need for them to bhatakna, to roam one place to another. उनको ज़्यादा swim नहीं करना पड़ता, तो they attack according to the location, right? Rapidly means बहुत जल्दी, fast. And once underwater, they try to pick and collect as many oysters in the short possible time. बहुत ही जल्दी quick time पे जितने oysters को उठा सकते हैं, they used to collect those oysters and just come out of the sea. Because if they will stay longer in the sea, then they can be in a dangerous situation of getting caught or getting injured from one of these species that are present inside the water. And when they have problem in breathing, they pull out the rope, and the men in the boat, they above pull them up. See, you can see in the picture, they have a setup. See, this is the setup, and they are hanging a stone in their neck, and you can see the man sitting inside this boat. It is actually it's pulling the rope and taking back this man who is inside the water. And they are so much in hurry that they can put themselves in a dangerous situation. That is why they do all these things in a very hurry way. And often these divers, they carry oxygen cylinder on their back. See, inside water, oxygen is very less. Suppose if you are going for scuba diving, so you will be carrying an oxygen cylinder at the back with the oxygen mask that will be providing oxygen to us for breathing. That is why they used to carry oxygen cylinders, and they help them breathe and stay longer underwater. Underwater may sometimes we go for scuba diving. Like in Goa, people used to go for scuba diving, and for that scuba diving, they used to carry an oxygen cylinder. They used to go with the guide. Why they wear oxygen cylinder? Because there is lack of oxygen inside the water, and to explore more species inside the water, they carry these oxygen cylinders, which hung them on their neck at the back, so that they can explore the water, right? And when you have ever see a pearl in your life, think of the pearl divers who picked it for you from the bottom of the sea. See, this chapter is trying to say that pearl divers, they are actually the hard workers. They, because of them, we are getting these beautiful pearls that our mother used to wear, we used to wear these beautiful pearls. And whenever you are seeing these pearls, they in the market, never and never bargain with them, because whenever you bargain with them, just keep in mind the struggle, the hard work of this pearl driver divers, who have actually bought this with lot of hard work, and keeping their body and keeping themselves in the face of that dangerous situation, they get us this beautiful pearl. So this is actually a very beautiful story that I have read so far, and I hope you all like this story about these pearl divers who used to dive inside the water to get us the beautiful pearls that our mothers they wear in their necks so elegantly, and it looks so graceful, because these pearls are never shining but they look so graceful. So just go through this chapter and make yourself so hardworking that one day you will be earning so hard and you will get your mother a beautiful necklace, beautiful pearl necklace for all of your mothers. Stay blessed, keep calm, stay hydrated, and keep studying. Thank you.